Hello everyone and welcome to my podcast. You're listening to Seraphina Speaks Little Girl Big Questions, the show that delivers you my take on topics that are important. I'm your host, Seraphina Marlena Durban. Let's go right ahead to the show. Hello everybody and welcome back to my podcast. I'm so happy you're joining me here today because I'm going to be talking about school uniform. I know it might not seem like an interesting topic, but it's something that has a big impact on our lives. Obviously, we haven't been wearing school uniform for quite a long time now because of lockdown. But for children in England, we had to go back to school in September. And I'm suddenly realised that means wearing school uniform again. By the way, if you're in Scotland or some places in America, or I think Australia, you're already back in school. That means you probably got back in your uniform by now. Before I share my own thoughts on school uniform, I thought I would chat to some of my family members about what they think about it and the uniforms they had. They usually got something interesting to say. Let's go see.
I find school uniforms uncomfy, especially the labels.
I go to college now, and so I don't have a uniform anymore. To be honest, having to choose your own clothes to wear to school every day is a bit of a hassle, because I have to think about whether I look cool in front of my college friends. I almost miss having a uniform.
I had a pretty fancy school uniform when I was at school, and in the summer I had a straw boater hat and a gabardine in the winter. The problem was that Granny Peggy used to buy me my uniform several sizes too big, and when I left school, it was still too big for me.
I wore a kilt at my school, even though we weren't in Scotland. It was a heavy material, but it did keep me warm in winter. I also had a woolly maroon jumper, which was super itchy.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, everyone. I have 3 things I would like to share on the topic. Number 1, why do boys and girls have different uniforms? I don't know if you noticed, but we're doing the exact same stuff, so why not wear the same things? I know that girls can wear trousers to some schools, but even then, trousers that girls are sold will have some sort of girly detail on them, and they're tighter. Ridiculous. Number 2, I know that some children don't even wear school uniform to school at all. I've been wondering what that is like. Is school more fun without uniform? I'm hoping that one of my listeners will write in and tell me. One of you must know. I'll share my email at the end of the episode. Number 3, I noticed that it's not just children who wear a uniform. It's obvious that police officers, people in the armed forces, and lots of other people too wear a uniform. For instance, bankers in the city have decided to wear suits that are usually black or grey. And if you look around, you'll notice that lots of people are wearing the same things. My big question is this. Do you think what we wear even matters? If you wear bright colours, does that make you interesting? If you wear a suit, does that make you boring? Or should we only look at more important things, like personality, to know what someone is like? If what we wear helps us belong to a group, why are we asked to stop being individuals when we wear school uniform? I would love to know your thoughts on this topic. I feel like this is an important one. Will you write and tell me what you think? My email is seraphina@seraphinaspeaks.com. I read and reply to every email I get. That's it for today, listeners. Tune in to see what I talk about next episode. I got a few ideas rolling around in my head. Don't forget, if you like this podcast, subscribe to get every episode. And don't forget to tell your friends about Seraphina Speaks. See you next time, everyone. Stay safe. Bye. Wow, I hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. If you like what you hear, click the subscribe button. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to check the show notes. Leave me a review. wherever you listen to your podcasts, because then more people can find my podcast.